So today, if I be very honest with you, I'm feeling a little bit nervous because I have to share a very, I wouldn't say complex, but a really big subject. And I feel it's quite big for me because when I understood it, the way I saw money completely shifted. But let me tell you this, it took me a while to really get it. Really get it. So the reason I'm nervous is because I want to do the greatest job in delivering this to you guys. Fingers crossed. Hope you, if you don't understand anything, please write in the comments and I'll answer the questions. It has taken me a while to really get it. So I hope I am good at explaining it. So today we want to talk about money. And when I understood this piece, I really got it. And I felt that, this nervousness about charging, like I don't want to charge people money. It's not nice. Or I don't want to charge higher prices, or I don't want to charge what I feel I'm worth because I don't want to make it all about money. I don't think I'm that good. All those things made so much sense. It's like I understood where it's all coming from. So before starting, I want to share this, that whenever anyone went to Bob Proctor, the first thing Bob Proctor asked him was, how much money have you made? And people used to think, why is Bob Proctor all about money? Like, why does he all care about money? And he said, for me, it's not that I care about money, but when I ask you this question, I understand where your paradigm is. For me, it's a test. It's like he does the temperature check, that where is your energetic alignment with money? So money itself shows our self-concept, how we see ourselves and what is our concept about money. And when I heard this, I got it. But when I understood this whole puzzle, like today I want to share with you a whole paradigm which has lots of parts in it. And what I would love for you to do while I'm sharing this, I would love for you to take time and think, where do you stand in each of that paradigm? It will answer all the questions. I doubt, I feel nervous charging, I don't know if this is right, if this is wrong, how come other people can charge this, I don't know if I'm good enough. Everything will start to make sense. And it might happen that you might need to watch it a few times to internalize it. But trust me, it is so powerful when we really get this. So money, the concept of money starts with our value. So let's say we are a baby. We are just born in this world. Okay. We don't know anything. We don't know how to talk. We don't know how to walk. We don't know anything. We are starting from zero. Although we are not really, because we are spiritual beings, we have got everything. But conscious level, we are starting from zero. As a baby, we are worthy. We are valuable. We are worthy the way we are. There is no qualification needed. We have still got imagination, intuition, will. All the higher faculties have been given to us. Everything that we ever need, we have got access to. We attract. The universe conspires based on our frequency. So we are worthy the moment we were born, or even before that. I don't know what we were doing before that, but we have been always worthy. No question about it. Not when we got a degree, not when we started doing something, not when our parents told us, yes, you can talk now, finally. None of that. We have always been worthy. No question. Now, the thing which, for people who are born into money and like a lot of money, and people who are not, the people who are born into money don't understand this. They don't get it. It's like, we always know gravity is there. We know it's there. Nobody needs to explain to anybody there is gravity. It's there. For them, it's like, it's there. Why don't you get it? So they don't even know what to explain. So it sometimes takes a person who is not born into money to pass that territory to understand, okay. So do you understand that you're born into money and other people don't understand it? So can you explain? No, because when they try to explain, what other people say to them, do you realize how hard it is not having money? Do you realize? Do you know my problems? And then they're like, you know what? You don't get it. Just forget it. Just leave it. So what is that thing? The thing is value. If as a child, from beginning, we are programmed to value ourselves. That happens with people who are born into money because they see their forefathers making it work. They see their fathers making it work. They see everybody winning around them. They know it always works. They know they're worthy. They know that whatever they're going to do is going to work. There is no question about it. So they see their value. They create a vision subconsciously that's in their programming and they go for it. It's never a question of, is it going to work? It's always going to work. Am I worthy? What if I can't have it? They don't know any of that. It works. It always works. Yeah, they always have problems as well. They go into things, they have to figure out things. Sometimes they fail. But the underlying assumption is, I am valuable. I see my value. And I am going for, I'm going for it. Because I'm valuable. So when we value ourselves, we value our talents. We value to nurture our talents. We value to express ourselves in the greatest possible way. When we don't value ourselves, we fear it's not going to work. Because we are not good enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough. So the inherent awareness of value has always been there for them. It's given to them. That is a mindset they are programmed into by birth, even before birth. So I used to think that when people are born into money, it's easier because they have money, they can invest, they don't have to do anything. But it's more the mindset that they get. That I am valuable, I'm doing the highest bet, and I'm going for it. Because it always works. There is no restriction whatsoever. Now, when they do it, they create incredible things. They create, they test the boundaries, they try things, they invest in themselves, they care about what they're offering, they care about their product. It's like, imagine if there's a person who is selling cucumbers and they really value their cucumbers. So they put a lot of effort and care to create the highest quality cucumbers. Would they not charge a good price for them? Of course they would. Because they have put in that care. They have put in that quality. They have put in that work because they knew it's going to work. They knew they're not going to fail. They knew the value. So we all have, I genuinely believe we all have this puzzle that only we have for the world. We carry that puzzle. It's like this whole world is a huge puzzle and each one of us has this unique piece. And nobody else can fill that piece because it's our piece. When we try to fill the wrong piece, it gets tight. It doesn't fit. So we have that piece. The question is, are we valuing it? Are we owning it? Are we nurturing it every single day? Do we have the vision that I'm going to make it the greatest piece possible on this earth because I value what I've got. I value myself. I value my time. I value what I've got to offer. I value me. I see me. I'm going to call the highest bet. I'm going to put in the care, the information, the training, the resilience, whatever is required in my thing. I'm going to create the greatest recipe, the greatest cucumber because I value me. I see my value. And I know it's always going to work. That's not even a question. Why? Then it makes me think, why has this been a question? It's not going to work. Who told us that? Why? We were given desire in our soul from the universe or God. We were given the talents. Then who put this idea in our mind that it's not going to work? Why? So that is not even a question. It will always work. It has always worked. It will work. We have that puzzle. We own it. We go all in and we say, you know what? I'm owning this. I'm going for it. Now we can, based on how much we value or based on what we truly want, we can position our talent. So we, in the talent world, we can be Gucci or we can be the mainstream. So it totally depends on what resonates with us. We can say, you know what, I'm going to create the greatest thing on this planet and I'm going to position myself because I see my value. I'm going to put it that way. Or I want to create something more like Amazon where it is accessible to more and more people and I'm going to sell it in more quantities. More quantities also means more headache, more care. So that also requires focus because we care, we value ourselves. So everything is coming from inherent valuing ourselves, valuing our talent, valuing what we have got to offer. I used to think before that I haven't got any talent. What can I offer? I can't find anything that the world needs that I've got. There's nothing. Because I didn't see my value. I didn't care enough to find my value. So what is that thing that we have got to offer? What is that thing that we already got it? All we need to do is we need to see it. We need to constantly work on it and improve it and get world class at it. What is that thing? The more we care, the more we value ourselves, the more we'll focus on getting better at it. And the good news is there is only one thing that we need to do. Only one. We don't have to figure out 20 different skills. Let other people worry about those. What is our puzzle? Now, the second piece comes when we value ourselves, then we charge the prices because we value ourselves. That is the second piece. So if somebody who has made the greatest cucumber, who has grown the greatest cucumber, of course they're going to charge the price. So if we don't value our work, we won't charge those prices because we think it's not fair. Why should anybody pay for this? Or what if people don't pay for it? We will always find buyers. There are people who buy Gucci. There are people who buy, pound or dollar shop. There are buyers for everything. The problem is not buyers. The problem is valuing ourselves, valuing our work, getting energetically behind what we get to offer, being so proud of it. But we can't be so proud of it until we go to the first piece of valuing what we have and working on it and focusing on it and improving it every day and taking it very seriously as a craft and knowing that what I've got to offer is the missing piece that only I have got, that self-worth. And then we charge what is the value of our work. And then when we have this innate value, that awareness that yes, this is my work, I charge this for my work because I see my value, I see the effort that I'm putting in, I see my focus, I want to do energetic exchange for something great because I see it great. When we are energetically behind it, we will attract the buyers. We will attract those people who value what we have got. Now, those people who value what we have got, they also value themselves. That's why they will invest, because they value in themselves. So when we see our value, we attract people who see their own value. And imagine one person who value themselves attracting the other person who value themselves. What a great relation is that? What a masterpiece will they achieve together? That person value themselves, they value their work, it's so good. They put in the focus to make it better every single day, and the person who's learning that value themselves. So they are putting focus and attention and care to learn it, to change their life. What a great outcome that will be. So if we don't value our work and we attract people who don't value our work, what's going to happen? It's going to be a disaster because they won't get the results. Then we won't value our work because those people didn't value it and didn't get the results. And we're going to question, am I doing the right thing? Why am I doing this? So the backbone is us valuing our work, and not just valuing that, changing our beliefs, but also care. When we care about something, we care about everything. It's like, what if our business, our vehicle, whatever we are creating is our greatest dream, is the manifestation of our wildest fantasy that we want to bring on this planet? What if we say, you know what, my greatest, wildest fantasy goes to that level and I'm going to bring it on this planet. And I'm going to put in so much effort and care and then I will confidently charge what it's worth, and then I will attract people who value that work and who will put in focus and effort in what they're doing, and together we'll create something incredible. And when those people get results and put in the work, we will see our value reflected to us. Now, the question is, what about people who can't afford? So now I used to feel guilty that I want to help everybody. I don't want to let those people miss out who cannot afford, right? But the question is, if those people value their work, they will be able to afford. Because the question is that money is not given to the luckiest people. It seems like it. But if we make a decision that I value myself, I'm going to focus at being the greatest of who I really am, we will have the medicine which the world needs. Nobody says, you know what, this person doesn't feel that they're worthy, so we're not going to give them that thing. Nobody goes to the grocery store and says, you know what, I don't want to pay this cashier because I know they have some limiting beliefs. Nobody cares. People want product. People want service. People want to make their lives easier. Everybody's going after impression of increase. Do we personally know Jeff Bezos? How many of us absolutely love Jeff Bezos? Like, we just love him. He's the greatest man on earth. How much money do we pay him every month? Why are we paying him so much money? We don't love him. We need the product. We need somebody who can give that product within one day. Only Jeff Bezos is doing that. So we are paying him. There is no personal, we need it, he fills our need. So thank you so much. He puts in the care and effort to deliver it within a day, most of the times. He's taking on that headache. He's setting up all the systems because he sees his value. That's why he focused on improving what he offers to the world, his puzzle. He did a really good job with it. And we needed what he's got. We don't care what kind of person it is. Does any of us know him personally? And did any time we say, you know what, I don't like Jeff Bezos, so I'm not going to order from Amazon? No, we needed it. What's the quickest way to get in? Because I don't have time to waste. I have a million things to do. Let's order from Amazon. They're the fastest. Okay, great, done. Let's move on to the next. So that is the piece we have to offer to the world. Whatever medicine we have, somebody's waiting for it. Somebody needs it. Somebody needs it so that they can move on in their life. Somebody needs it so they can live a better life. Imagine when COVID happened, Amazon, I think, saved lives, because if everybody had to go to the shop to buy everything, how many people would have caught COVID? So all these people are energetically exchanging their gifts that they're born with, and they harness them. Even diamond needs polishing. If you see the raw diamond, it seems like it has nothing. It hasn't got any shine. So that's what it feels like in the beginning. That's what I used to think. I think this world has got everything. I don't have anything that I can offer. So let's just continue with my job so I can make ends meet. But that wasn't true. But the people who are born into wealth, they just know it. They get it. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just they just get it. They were told this from day one. Now, the next piece of the equation is that we charge those prices, and those people who saw the value pay us. Now, not the whole world will see the value in everything. So let's say that there's a person who has got a greatest car wash where you go, they give you caviar, they give you champagne, they give you the greatest experience while they're washing your car. While somebody say, you know what, I just need to get my car washed in 5 minutes. I don't have time to waste. I'm a very busy person. They won't value that. So we are not chocolate or ice cream that the whole world will say that you are greatest. Let's not put pressure on ourselves to be great for everybody. There are people who love and value high quality brands. There are people who love and value cheaper shops. There are people who love and value different things. So the key to understand in this whole equation is that if we value and care about what we have got to offer, we will attract people who value and care what we have got to offer, and we will attract the people who value themselves. And that's what we want. That is the energetic exchange we want. And no matter where we start, we all are born with that piece of the puzzle. There is no qualification needed. Nobody's luckier than anybody else. We all have got it. We all have got the same universal intelligence, same imagination, same intuition. All have got it. There is no single person who is chosen and the other person is not. No. The question is, do we value the puzzle, or are we trying to hide it because it may not fit in? The world needs it. That's the whole point. That's how the human race have moved from Stone Age to this time. When people match the frequency. So what did Wright brothers do? They were not the experts. They just matched the frequency of how to fly an aeroplane. And they just attracted everything and created it. So the beautiful piece in all those things is we are not on our own. We attract whatever we need to us. So all the answers, all the missing piece of puzzle, everything. Let our subconscious mind do the hard part. And let's do the effortless way. Make a decision. Live in the end. Operate from there. We don't have to climb this mountain ourselves. And that's when we know that we are supported, when we know that we will get whatever we require, it's easy. All we need is to make a decision and own that piece of the puzzle. Now, I come from a developing country, and in developing country, people are very, very price conscious. Generally. I don't want to generalize too much because there are all sorts of people. But when I came to the UK, I couldn't get my head around different prices for different things. I couldn't understand that how can you buy chocolate from a shop for £10 and some other shop could give it for £2. I couldn't get my head around it. Because if that was happening in my country, the whole country would go for the second where it's £2. Why would anybody ever go to the £10? It didn't make any sense. But what I realized was that the people who see their value, they charge that value, and then they also invest in themselves by owning their value. Now, it doesn't mean that we all have to go and buy Gucci. I'm not saying that. Some very, very rich people don't wear any branded things. So there is no criteria. We don't want everybody to have the same desire. But the buying characteristics of rich people who were naturally born into money is based on desire. Their whole value system is, I see my value, I put the greatest care and focus, and with belief, I create the greatest thing for the world. I charge what I'm worth, and then I buy based on what I'm valued at, like how I see my value. I buy based on desire. What I want, what would I love? So sometimes a lot of rich people pay for time to save time. Convenience. So for me, it was the thing that I had to price match thing. Like I had to say, if this thing is costing less, I would rather go and travel and find that thing and buy that thing. But when we get into that mindset that I see my value, then I value my time. And I sometimes pay for convenience. I pay for time. So there's a completely different mindset. But everything is starting from the point I see my value. I put care and effort and focus and desire and, to build the greatest thing for me, for my talents, and offer it to the world. I charge what is worth because I see the value and I'm energetically behind it. And then I receive, I'm open to receive because I see myself valuable. And then I buy based on desire. I don't have to price match. I don't have to say, okay, this. So there were two levels for me. One was understanding that different shops were charging different prices. There was so much variation. And for such a long time, I couldn't get my head around branding. And I remember, I think Spencer's not here right now, but Spencer was having this conversation. He was saying that he used to make fun of brands. When he was little, he used to wear a shirt and then write on the shirt, that this is Gucci, and used to make fun that why they're charging so much prices. But the key is that there are people out there who buy those things. There are people out there who say, you know what, I just buy based on desire. I don't compare that this is the value, this is how much it should cost. I just buy based on what I want. But that is all coming from I see my value. Everything starts with seeing our value and having this inherent knowing that it will always work. It was never meant to not work. That wasn't even an idea. So one of the things, if we notice, there are very few percentage of people in this world who are creating. The rest of the population is making their ends meet and paying bills and earning, paying bills and earning, paying bills and earning. Why? Because somewhere deep down they think, I haven't got anything to offer. I don't think it's going to work. How am I supposed to do it? It's too hard. It's for some people. It's for people who have generational wealth. When 70% of billionaires are self-made, according to Bloomberg. So it's all about this knowing that it is inevitable. It is always meant to work. There is no question about it. What if we just take this idea away from our mind? I don't know when and what generation and who put this idea that it's not going to work. We all were given gifts and talents. We all have one purpose. We all have something to offer to this world. It's like we all were meant to have our mini shops, and somebody could believe in themselves and go so big, and then somebody introduced this virus in our minds that it's not going to work. Can we just not get rid of it? Can we not just not entertain it? Because it's always going to work. Why? Because we are born worthy, as nothing has changed. If we can internalize this one fact, we have crossed the path between people who are born into money and people who are not. Because that's the only difference. That's the only thing they understand. And when they try to explain it to somebody else, people say, you don't get it. You don't know what it feels like when you don't have money. You don't understand my problems. And then they're trying to say, you know what? I'm not trying to understand your problems. I'm trying to understand how it works. And then the conversation finishes. So it's a value game. I was born worthy. Nothing has changed. I see my value. So the amount of money we attract and our relationship and our health. I'm focusing on money right now because we can count money to the penny. So the amount of money we attract is a direct reflection of our value. If we see the value and we say, you know what, I'm going all in. I see me. And then create a masterpiece. Of course, that requires focus, attention, desire. But when we see our value, it's always going to work. So I would love for all of us to contemplate on this. What is that crazy big fantasy that you can have for your business? It's like your wildest dream for your business. If that happens, it's like, oh my God, that'll be so good. What if we set that vision for ourselves? And it's not about, if it doesn't happen within 2 months, I'm out. That's not how it works. If it doesn't happen within 6 months, you know what? I'm done with this because I'm not cut for this. It doesn't work like that. Because we are taking this you think out of the equation that it's not going to work. It is going to work. It's inevitable. That is our whole assumption. That is the piece that people who are born into money understand. Let's talk about, okay, I want to share with you guys one really interesting example. So when we say rich people buy based on desire, I want to share with you a really interesting thing. So my husband's friend, he's born and brought up in UK. But his origins from India. So he saw a diamond ring for his future wife, now his current wife, now they've got 2 kids, from Tiffany & Co. He saw this beautiful diamond ring. And you know what he did? he questioned the value and he said, oh, I won't pay Tiffany & Co. for such an expensive ring. It's beautiful, but it's not worth it. And he took the picture and he sent it to one of the jewelers in India and got it made. Exact same ring, but not from Tiffany & Co. Now, probably if I would be him, given that I used to question a lot value, I would have done the same thing. But it's very interesting to note, what did he do? He questioned the value of Tiffany & Co. And I think if we are not behind it, I'm not saying everybody should buy Tiffany & Co. I have no such intention, no such claims I'm making. All I'm saying is that for a rich person, they like who is truly wealthy, they would just say, you know what, I'm just going to buy Tiffany & Co. I don't care. It's not worth my hassle. Let's think of Jeff Bezos. What would Jeff Bezos do? We'll just go and buy it. Why? Because he circulates a lot of money. And he thinks it's not worth the hassle. He'd rather create some other arm of Amazon, which is taking over some other market, and the people in that market are going crazy. That's what he would do. Instead of trying to price match the rings and find the cheapest way to make that ring. So you see the difference? Now, I don't have any intention to say that everybody should start buying from Tiffany & Co. All I'm trying to explain is that buying based on desire is when we see a value, we create something so valuable, we charge what we see as the value because they are the greatest thing, our greatest thing we have created, and then we attract people who vibrationally align to what we have created, and then we circulate money based on desire. We don't have time to price match and find the cheapest way, because in that time we can create something out of the world. This is the mindset. And again, it's not about that, oh, I have to take this mindset today, and if I'm not growing into it, I'll beat myself. No, we grow into it. But this is the whole value equation. And it all starts with, I see my value. I was born worthy. Nothing has changed. If anybody else can do it, I can do it. We all are same. Now, the other most important piece in the money equation is gratitude. And I think I've touched on this before, but I really want to touch on this from a different angle. That gratitude doesn't mean that, oh, I'm so grateful. I know I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this life. I know. And while I was teaching this, I had to go through such a big thing to really learn this lesson for myself, what I was teaching. Really learn this in a big, big way. So the house we are living in right now, we manifested quite a few years ago. And while I was studying more and more of this, I created a vision to manifest another house. But in the process, I got so emotionally connected to that house that I almost felt a little bit being very vulnerable, but that I didn't value the house we are living in now that much. Almost when we manifested it, it was like, oh my God, this is so good. And I was like, so what? I've got it. I felt that I had it. And then for 3 months, I couldn't live in this house because of our daughter. And then I had to live at my mom's because we were getting work done. And I felt like being able to live in this house is a treat. It's like, oh, I miss my home. It's so good. I miss it being so big. I miss it being so beautiful. I miss all of that. The things I was taking almost like, I've got it. So what happens is when we are manifesting things, when we receive them, we are so excited. But with time, that gratitude starts to fade away. It's like, you know what? I've got it. Just chill out. I've got it. Let's talk about something else. And this is where there are very, very few people on this planet who can hold two frequencies together. Frequency of receiving and frequency of gratitude. When I say the frequency of gratitude, what I mean is the frequency of gratitude as if you have just got it. Or as if, what if you don't get to live in this house again? How would that feel? Like literally, now I can get to live that house, and for me, every day is like a treat. It's like, oh my God, I get to live in it again. It's so big. It's so good. I'm so I'm so grateful. But that gratitude came when I couldn't live in it. So we don't have to experience the dark to feel that gratitude. We can create an experience for ourselves by thinking, what if I don't have this? What if I don't have the house that I manifested a few years ago and I lose it? How would it feel? Oh, no way. And that's the gratitude we want to hold on to receive abundance. So this very few people can hold that frequency, that we are so deeply, profoundly grateful while we see our value and we receive. And despite the fact that we receive, we are still so grateful as if we just received today, or if we didn't have it, and almost like, oh my God, what if I lose it? That is the frequency you want to be in. That is a frequency when we have spirituality, our self-worth, and gratitude all together. When we don't have to choose between, until I receive it, I'll be so grateful, I'll always focus on it, I'll value it. And the moment I receive it, you know what, let's move on. It's not a big deal, I just did it. That's not the right frequency for attracting wealth in big quantities. We want to hold gratitude and receiving at the same time. I think a lot of mothers can relate, even fathers can relate, if we lose our child in the shopping mall and then we find them, how much we value motherhood at that time. So valuing, almost feeling that, what if I lose this? And then realizing, thank God I have it. So I had to learn that lesson, but every single day now, while I'm still manifesting that house, I am so grateful for this house. It's a treat to get to live in that house. But it wasn't like that until I had to learn the lesson. But we don't have to. We can be so grateful. So what I see a lot is that gratitude has almost become too mainstream. It's like, yeah, I'm grateful. Let's just skip this part because I know a gratitude. I understand. So what? It's like writing a grocery list and saying, you know what? Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. But this is not what gratitude is. It's that profound feeling of having life, of having breath, of having the things we have, of having money, of having $1. And that's when we become the vibrational match for a lot more. Right? So this week, I would really love for you guys to focus on that puzzle piece. What is that thing that you're offering to the world, and how can we value ourselves in the highest possible way and bring that greatest masterpiece for the world? We don't have to figure it all out right now, but we can hold the vision. We don't have to find all the pieces. It's the constant growth and evolution. But once we get the first piece right, I see my value and I put care and effort because I see my value. If we have something really precious, like let's say we have a diamond ring, we're not just going to throw it. We're going to really value it. If we have a really nice watch, we're going to value it. That's how we value ourselves. We are way more precious than any of those things. It all starts with that. I see my value. I create the greatest value. I attract people who see my value. And then they value themselves. So having those clients who value themselves, wow. Because they will put in the work, they will go an extra mile to learn and embody and get the results. And push that human race forward, one step forward at a time. And then living life based on desire. We are not price matching our life anymore. Let's not look at the price tags. Let's live based on desire. What would I love? Full stop. In fact, question mark. What would I love? Okay. So I hope I have tried to explain. If there is any question, I would love to take questions. Anything that's not clear?
Or I don't know. Yeah, I don't necessarily have a question. But if I could just put my own spin on it for a second.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about money, but value goes with any aspect of your life. I mean, you could take it right back to your relationships with people. When you first become friends or first fall in love with somebody, look at the value of that. And then later on, all of a sudden, a lot of times you're taking that person for granted. Your house. Think about when a typhoon comes through in Florida or a hurricane wherever you live, and you lose your electricity for a day or two. And all of a sudden you remember, wow, how much I value electricity. Bob Proctor did say you can value your worth in the money aspect of how much you make. And that you can look at that through your life. You make just the amount of money of your value. So if you value yourself at $10,000 a month, you make $10,000 a month. If you value yourself at $4,000, you make $4,000. It's just like that. And Rhonda Burns, she said, you're not the voice in your head. You are the awareness of the voice in your head. So if your voice is saying something to you that you don't like, and you're the awareness of that voice, change the voice. Change the voice to what you're grateful for. Change the voice to what you want, what you desire. And that will change your self-concept as we go back to it. So that's just my little take. And
that's so beautiful. Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. And thank you for adding the part of relationships, even like looking at our partners or friends or family and valuing. Imagine not having a partner right next to you, or imagine not having that friend, or not having our parents, or not having, and then it's almost like, when your heart starts sinking and you realize, oh, thank God I have it. That is the gratitude that is the frequency you want to capture. When you imagine for 1 second not having electricity for a month. What? No, don't say that, Anum. Okay, I'm not saying that, but can we get the point?
For most people, it only takes about an hour of no electricity. They realize how much they value.
How much they value it, right? So it is so important and in life, we have different currencies of relationship. Sometimes you may not get the money, but you get other kind of help from people. That is currency. You may get support. You may get love. You may get affection. All these things are currency. Somebody might help you in different ways, or you might receive in different ways, or you might help somebody in different ways. Everything is currency.
Can I say one more thing about value?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll turn it right around to this mastermind group that we have. When you miss a week of this, how much do you value that recording that you get, of Anum? I mean, I do. I know. I look forward. If she doesn't send it on Sunday, I'm looking, why the heck isn't my recording here? Because I get that, we'll call it the fix of being grateful for just meeting with all of you and everything that you guys put into the conversation and what we learn, but that gratefulness of just having this meeting. So that's a thank you to you, Anna.
Oh, thank you so much. And even like if let's put back to the money thing, or the things you want to attract. If we want to attract a better house, we want to value the house we have now. We want to take care of it as if we are in that house, because we are valuing. This is another thing I learned, right? If you want to attract more money, then value the money you have now. Feel that abundance, feel that joy with this money. That is what we are showing to the universe. You know what? I'm valuing this so you can give me more. If you say, oh, I don't have money, I'll be happy when I get 10,000 more. Okay, then you're not valuing this money. How will you value that money? So that is the other thing I learned, that I was taking care of the house. I was doing things, but I wasn't like so excited anymore. And few years ago, I had this belief that we don't deserve to live in such a big house. I don't know how we got it. That was my belief. And it changed to not valuing it that much. And I learned my lesson. Sometimes you learn in different ways, So now every day I get to sleep in this house, like, oh my God, this is so good. Because I kept like visualizing living in this kind of house. And I remember when the nurse came to do the visit to see why she's getting these asthma, and she was checking her. She was like, I've never seen this size of house. But I realized I didn't value it. And I was just like, yeah, so what? You've got it. So sometimes we learn lessons. And therefore, I want to pass it to you guys so that you don't have to learn it the way I had to, to really value it. And now every single day is the treat. Oh, I get to live in this house. Oh my God. Right? So valuing everything. And the most important thing is valuing yourself, your craft, your soul, your purpose. That is the most precious thing. And from today, we are taking this thing out of the equation. Is it going to work? That's not even a question. That's a virus. Let's take it out. It's like, when the system has virus and it stops working, it's a virus. It's always going to work. Whenever anybody asks me it's going to work, I say it's inevitable. Because that's what I believe in. Okay? Perfect. And thank you so much, Bill. I really, really appreciate adding more things to it, because it's really good to add this to relationship, to health, everything. Valuing. Okay? Perfect. So you'll get the recording as well. I would recommend watching it a few times, because it has taken me quite a while to really get this, because it's all connected. Everything is connected, starts from valuing yourself, but everything, pricing, doubts, clients, everything is connected. Okay, perfect. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Thank you. Okay.